गुरुर्ब्रह्मा
गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः।
I'll just brief. So we all have completed Tattva Bodha. We end with law of karma or benefits of knowing the Jnanam. Because second last chapter was jivatma paramatma aikyam. Third last chapter was atma or creation. So last was what are the benefits of knowing this knowledge. When we go to the first chapter, we have seen the confusion of Arjuna. And Arjuna is who? He's a warrior, Kshatriya. And he's Grahastha. Such a Grahastha who has to fight for Dharma has taken a step back because of his mental weakness, not toughness. He was a tough fellow, but when he saw relatives in the opposite side of the war, in the enemy line, especially his near and dear ones, he got totally confused. Finally, he asked so many questions, and then he cried, literally tears in his eyes. He was not able to even hold his gada. He kept everything down, surrendered. That was the almost the end of first chapter. The beginning of second chapter, like a good teacher, Krishna is basically an avatar. He takes it as okay, human birth is going through a lot of samsara, and this is one type of samsara for Arjuna. Let him talk, but it requires some whip. So in the beginning of the second chapter, I think fourth or fifth verse, he says, "Oh Arjuna, what has made you like this? Get up and fight. This is your dharma." And then again, Arjuna starts saying so many things. One thing he says, "See whether I should take sannyasa directly, because even after I win this, which I am going to win, you are telling me, if I win this, I don't want a blood shed and my own people dying in front of me. What will I do? Shall I go to sannyasa?" And then the second chapter completely continues. Third chapter, again, he asks a question. After knowing everything, Sthita Prajna, what is a karma yogi, everything, he asks another question. See, tell me very clearly. You are telling karma yoga is, jnana yoga is very important and very good, but karma yoga is lower than jnana yoga. Then why are you tell me 100% what is better out of two? Whether I should do sannyasa, I should go away from this, or I should follow the karma yoga. That was the beginning of third chapter, if you remember. And the whole theme of third chapter was that jnana yoga is incomplete without karma yoga, and karma yoga is impossible without jnana yoga. So that was the theme. And we saw beautiful verses in third chapter. Finally, we are coming to fourth chapter. Here, no question is asked actually. There is no question. Generally, it starts with a question by Arjuna and then answer by his guru, teacher, Krishna. But one of this chapter where no question is asked because it is nothing but a continuation of the third. Now, these chapters are only for us, systematically divided by Veda Vyasa. But it is nothing, that time the dialogue was just continuous. It was a one flow. This Shatakams, that is first 6 chapters into first Shatakam, second 6 chapters into second, and the last 6 chapter into third. We all know the first 6 is, what is it telling about? Yourself. Svam Pradartha. Yourself. Human birth. What is the human birth for? How do one know about oneself? Self efforts. That self effort is known as karma yoga. Right action, right attitude. Again, third chapter, second chapter. So it is just the continuation of self efforts in fourth chapter. The name of the fourth chapter is Jnana Karma Sanyasa, in which it is divided into first part, first few verses, where Krishna himself declares that this knowledge, what I am giving you, Arjuna, has been given to so many people before. It is nothing new. Different yuga, different people Finally, it is the same knowledge which I am giving. Nothing new at all. And he names some few people. And now he declares he is the avatar. And we will see what is the difference between avatar and a normal human birth. Avatar means there is no second word of avatar in any language. Spanish, German, English, Hindi. Avatar is avatar. I don't know about Tamil. Avatar is only one.
Avataram. Same only.
So, see, avatar is only one. So, anyone who comes, descends down, that is avatar. God descends down and human birth happens. Whenever there is adharma prevailing over dharma, avatar will be happening. So, we already have Dasha avatar, right? Last is Kalki. Already movies are being made on Kalki avatar. So avatar will be descendant of Bhagwan himself. It is not like he has to take birth or something. That's why even in the other religion you see it is parentless birth. That's how it is made because there is no cause of the cause. We have seen in Karana Sharira, creation. God created the creation. Just like someone created us, we have a cause. We have mother, father. Their parents. God doesn't have like this. He himself descends down for the compassion towards the beings, including human beings. So he is all telling that in the first few verses. Then he will come on the main topic, that is jnana karma. Means what is the knowledge or what is the real knowledge behind karma yoga? We all know karma yoga is basically for chitta shuddhi. What is chitta shuddhi if I ask you? Chitta shuddhi. Yeah. Chitta. We have heard this word chitta in Sukshma Sharira. It comes in Sukshma Sharira. I'm just revising a little bit. So we connect to the introduction to Vedanta to this. The 5 karma indriya, 5 jnana indriya, 5 prana, that is 15, and the 4 mana, buddhi, chitta, ahankara. So chitta shuddhi, not mind alone, chitta shuddhi, our own existence in the human body, that shuddhikaran. That happens due to karma yoga. But that doesn't give you jnanam. That give jnana yogyata, a ticket to enter the bus of moksha. So once you enter, then the jnanam will give you moksha or liberation. That is the entire theme again. Nothing but the continuation of karma yoga in a different matter. Finally, it will tell about, also in between, it will tell about guru, shishya, and how a guru is important in the life of one's student. How to approach a guru. Very beautiful shloka is there. When you approach a guru, how you should go with a lot of reverence, always kneeling down, bowing down. You do not have to carry loads of money or materialistic thing, even a twig, even a leaf. So it will be a very beautiful shloka. So touching upon guru. And finally, after getting the jnanam, how it is going to help, which we have seen in the last class, law of karma. Can anyone tell me what we have seen? Once you get jnanam, does prarabdha karma end?
No.
So it continues. What happens to the agami karma? Punya and papam, you will gather more.
We won't.
Yeah.
We knows.
Yes. And what happened to the sanchita karma, which is from so many janmas we have collected? The cloud system. Totally vanished.
Vanishes.
So what happens? It is like roasting the seed, right? Roasting the seed. A jnani is like lotus leaf and the water droplet on it. It is in the samsara, but still away from it. So again, the 4th chapter's theme is action in inaction. Very important. Like you learn cycling, first you try to do a lot of action, you memorize. Once you learn cycling, what is left? You just go with flow. You enjoy it. So jnani, the roasted seed, it doesn't sprout. So it doesn't sprout papam as well as punyam, because we think papam will give us next birth. But punyam also will give us next birth, maybe higher loka. Okay, so it completely, like a cancer radiation, it will completely, the Sanchita karma, Agami karma will be irradiated. It will make our this janma the last. Means what? The wave which took place from the water in the ocean is, for whatever limited period, will become dissolved into the ocean for unlimited. It will become one with the original water. That form, name, the relations, everything will get completely dissolved. So jivatma will merge into Paramatma. Jivatma, Paramatma, Aikyam will happen. This is what is the entire chapter summary. Let us now move to the chapters.
I have been allotted the first verse of this chapter, and in the first few verses, Krishna elaborates on the greatness of the Gita, Gita Stuti. This is the first verse of that. Shri Bhagavan Vacha.
Shri Bhagavan Vacha.
Imam Vivasvate Yogam.
Imam Vivasvate Yogam. Bhagavanaham Avyavam. Vivasvan Malavedraha.
Blessed Lord said, I imparted this eternal yoga to Lord Sun. Lord Sun taught the same to Manu, and Manu taught it to Ikshvaku. So, Krishna is indicating that he had existed so many eons ago, and he has talked about this eternal yoga or this eternal knowledge to the Lord Sun. The Lord Sun taught it to his child, that is Manu, and Manu taught it to the next in line, that is Ikshvaku. The Lord is teaching it to Sun on the left. Sun teaches it to Manu, and Manu teaches it to Ikshvaku. Krishna elaborates that Gita is actually just the condensed form of the Vedas. Vedas is an eternal knowledge. It was never taught or written or something. It was heard as sounds which the rishis received, and they passed it on to their disciples, and it went further and further along. And it was a teaching as a gift from the Lord. But over time, over centuries, people lose interest, they misinterpret the teachings, and the teachings become weaker. So Krishna, in that period of time, he has taken an avatar. The Lord has taken as an avatar as Krishna to revive these Vedic teachings for the benefit of humanity. Krishna, as Jagat Guru, teaches Arjuna, and through Arjuna, he is teaching it to us all, the entire humanity. We know this verse from the Dhyana Sloka. Sarvopanishado
Gavo Dota Gopalanandana Pato Varsha Sudirbhota Duktam Geetamritam Maha.
Again, in this verse also, we have discussed this many times. All the Upanishads are like cows, and Krishna is the milkman. Arjuna is the calf. Krishna takes the essence of the Upanishads as the Gita, and he is giving it directly to Arjuna in Gita, in Bhagavad Gita. And the pure-minded person is the enjoyer of this milk or of this knowledge, and the supreme nectar of Gita is the milk. Krishna reminds Arjuna that he has given the same teaching earlier in the name of Vedas. And now he's saying the same thing again, but it is a condensed version as Gita.
So, isn't it so similar to what today's life also? We all require milk, and it is, the cow grazes so many places. It's like so many Vedans are condensed and then it is given to us. So in that verse, Sudhir Bhokta is people like us who are interested in Vedanta. So he's saying it is nothing but the same Vedas which is taught in the previous, the Kalpa or Lokas, because that time the age of the human was some 10,000 years, 50,000 years you can stay. So Vedas are 1,008 Vedas, out of which only 108 are known, and we just read 10. Out of 10 also, they say Shankaracharya, who has given Bhashyams, that is the major, and other two are minor. Reading one Upanishad itself is very difficult. So we have got condensed form, like the condensed milk. But also, those who are like Arjuna, we are no more Sudhir Bhokta. We are no more normal human beings outside this class. We are Vedantis. We are seekers for the truth. We are like Arjuna now because we are asking questions pertaining to the highest self. That is, your highest self is nothing but consciousness. And you are not no way now interested in the materialistic world, that which is limited, that which will give you pleasure for some limited time. And you are now asking questions like Arjuna, the calf. Then what will be given? The digested milk. The milk which is given to the calf is digested, partially digested, condensed, amrutam. So that amrit we have been asking, and the entire knowledge what Arjuna is got through so many previous people in the line where Manu, Surya Bhagwan, Ikshvaku is the clan of fighters. So all these people are also like Arjuna. We are also now after Arjuna, similar to him, and we want that milk, that amritam, which will give us the knowledge and freedom. This is the meaning of the first verse.
மாற்றம் ஒன்றே மாறாதது என்பது போல the process of changing is an eternal one. As per the concept, changes are inevitable. இது just
introduction கொடுக்குறாங்க.
Accordingly, there might be changes while preaching sermons and moral principles to one person, and thereby to services to see these persons successive generations. Thus, a series of similar preaching or advice to so many generations, in which each preaching is almost the same as the ones next to it, but the last is very different from the first. Due to this continuum, people would forget the moral principle and sermons which have been taught already. They would be afraid of doing their required duty and to do their desired dharma hesitantly. This has been enlightened in the verses 2 of chapter 4. Jnana Karma Sanyasa Yoga. Now we will learn to come to this.
Akka.
Can we ask someone to chant?
एवं परंपरा प्राप्तम् इमं राजरस्य योगितो सकालिने महता योगो नष्ट परन्तपा.
Thus, in a continuous radiation, received this saintly kings understood that with the long passage of time in this world, great the science of yoga lost Arjuna, the scholar of force. Interpretation: this transcendental knowledge, the knowledge of the soul of the God, and their relationship has been descending from one generation to another generation of the mankind. The disciple understand the importance of realization of God from his Guru, who has attained the same from his Guru, and so on. But with the passage of time, the pristine purity of the spiritual knowledge got contaminated due to negligence, misinterpretation, and flawed perspective of some disciples. We understand that the Guru's realization of God and the sincerity of the disciple are vital in preserving the tradition. We can also realize as societies become more focused on material wealth and physical comforts, spiritual wisdom has been neglected and forgotten. However, the comforting factor is that in times of necessity, either God will himself descends to impart the knowledge or through the great saints re-establishes the tradition of passing on wisdom in a spiritual sense. Very good.
So, yes, so this verse is very important in today's world. See, we all know that the culture of Hindu culture has been slowly diminishing. That is because Western influence is very high. We all, prime time channel. What is it? When we have food, that time people will watch movie or TV. Children also will watch. Why do children don't get up early? Because they sleep late. This was never a culture of Hinduism. Food should be served before evening, before sunset. And before sunrise, you get up and do Surya Namaskar. This is the simplest culture because no being other than human being is exploiting the world more than any other beings. The culture is very linked to nature. Coming to this verse, what he is trying to say, whenever such culture is been broken, shattered, only that time I will descend down. In that yuga, Duryodhana was becoming too strong. If in first chapter we have seen, God is pleading that, if such a person gets victory, because you are taking sannyasa, Arjuna, such a person if get victory, not only this clan, the entire descendants of this parampara everything will be spoiled. Because that time they will take over not the kingdom alone, they will take over the queens, princes, everyone. So imagine entire lineage will get spoiled. So same thing when such things happen, God will descend down. That's what he's saying. I will take avatara whenever it's required, and this is why he has taken avatara in so many times. He's just giving. I think in this chapter only it will come. So, Yuga Vinashaya Dushkrita Sambravami Yuge. So that's why he's emphasizing why I have taken avatar. Because till the last chapter or till the second chapter end, Arjuna was looking at Krishna as his Sarathi or someone known to him. Only after he realized, oh, he is none other than Swayam Bhagwan. We saw it in, I don't know whether we have done 11th chapter, we have not done, but 11th chapter is the chapter where Vishwarupa Darshanam. And that time, again, he will go into that feeling of horripilation because he is seeing Vishwarupam. Okay, let us continue to the third verse.
Ayom.
स एवायं मायादेत्या योगप्रोक्ता पुरातनः वाक्योऽसि मे शकासेति रहस्यं हैतदुत्तमम्.
The very same ancient yoga is this, which has been taught by me to you now, because you are my friend and devotee. This indeed is the highest secret. Here Krishna says to Arjuna, I am the one who brought this teaching to the universe through the rishis, and therefore it is my job to preserve their teaching. Therefore, I decided to revive this by choosing you as the representative of the entire humanity.
The very same yoga means Karma Jnana Yoga, which was previously called Veda. It was divided into two parts. One is Veda Purva, other is called Vedanta, which we learned in the past classes. Veda Purva teaches Karma Yoga. It gives purity. It is called as a Karma Kanda. Vedanta teaches Jnana Yoga, gives us wisdom. It is called as Jnana Kanda. Same we saw in second and third chapter. Why Krishna chose Arjuna? He asked for Dharma, Bhima, even Drona also not us. Had they asked Krishna, definitely would have got. The most important qualification of a disciple is Shraddha and Bhakta. I'm sorry, Bhakti. Krishna says, Arjuna, you are my disciple and ready to listen to me. And you are my friend. When a friend commits a mistake, it is the responsibility of the friend to point out the mistake. Even all are not available for listening how to live. For example, one need a sweater and a shawl for the winter. If we got it somewhere, what is the use of it? So whoever is ready to listen, he will get that automatically. Right.
So, three things are important. This knowledge is Puratanaha, or means even though it is very old, ancient, we have seen Puranaha, Pura Api Navaha, means even though it is very ancient, because people are ignorant about it, it become new. And then it becomes secret, open secret. You keep 10 books, out of which one Bhagavad Gita in the OPD. Even that secret is there, open, and you keep some magazines or something, people will choose, you know what. That is how it is open secret. This is what he's telling. He is a secret. But why is he telling to Arjuna only? Why not Yudhishthira, Bhima? All were there. Two things. One is question are asked by Arjuna. He is a devotee. Very important. Friend, to all are their friend, five were friend, but a friend and devotee means what is surrendered. He was asking question about human samsara, sacrifices, human birth itself. Others were asking or not, we don't know. Or they had in mind, but they could not ask. Those who are seekers, they will always ask questions to someone who can answer. And Arjuna was lucky to get none other than Krishna himself. We also should seek. So what is our question, that why did I get this human birth? Is it for just enjoying maja, or something else? Because any maja, anything which is you are doing outer world, we have seen, it is not real. It is as real as the dream world. As soon as we wake up, then we know, it was a dream. All that what I seen, what I created, what I have related was temporary. So what is permanent then? That question only Arjuna asked. And that's why he's telling friend and devotee, you are my Bhakta and Sakha, both. And that's why I'm going to tell the Rahasyam, which is Uttamam, highest secret, which will be after so many verses. Already he has told in second chapter. Now, the fourth chapter, he will again tell it in ninth chapter. The entire ninth chapter is Rajya Vidya, Rajya Guhya Vidya. Can you imagine? Rajya Vidya, Rajya Guhya Vidya. Vidya means which is something which is only taught to the kings. So that important Vidya, Rajya Guhya means kept secret. Entire ninth chapter is on this. So here just mentioned here, but ninth chapter is entire elaboration of this. And what is the Vidya? What is the knowledge? What is the knowledge here? What is he going to say?
Atma Vidya. Atma Vidya.
Atma Vidya.
Atma Vidya.
Atma Vidya, right. Self knowledge. Self means not this lower self, the higher self, the consciousness, the reflection of the original consciousness as jivatma from the Paramatma. Okay, let us go to the next verse.
The verse in the fourth chapter, the first three are denoting the glory of the Gita. Now the fourth verse is Arjuna Vacha
Arjuna Uvacha
Aparam Bhavato Janma
Aparam Bhavato Janma
Janma Vivasvataga
Param Janma Vivasvataha
Katham Etat Jayani
Kadam Etat Vijayani
Samapau Praptavan Niti. The meaning is Arjuna asked, your birth is later. The birth of Lord Sun is much earlier. How am I to understand this statement of yours? That you have taught Lord Sun in the beginning, that is of the creation. So Arjuna's question to Krishna, Pavatha Janma Aparam. Your birth is recent, that is within this century. You born to Devaki Ma, and you are living in the same age where I am also living, and you are my friend. So I can understand you are teaching me. That is, next one is Vivasvata Janma Param. So the birth of Vivasan, that is Surya Bhagavan, which is millennium before, that is beginning of the, supposed to be the beginning of the creation. So Katham Etat Vijayani. How am I to reconcile your two statements? You are teaching me now, okay, I agree. I am in a confused state, but I have to agree that you are teaching me now, okay. But you have taught Sun Bhagavan also in the beginning of the creation itself. That is more than millennium years. So that I am, the Lord is teaching Arjuna, and also you yourself taught Surya Bhagavan before. Tavam Madhav Praptavan, that you are teaching me now. Next. I am not able to accept Tavam Evam Adhav Vivasvata Praptavan, that you yourselves as Surya's Guru, that I cannot assimilate. You cannot bluff me, and I will not take it over to my head. I have to ask you why this is happening, because you are telling millennium year also you are the Guru, and now also you are teaching me as a Guru. So with this question, Krishna is introducing about Avatara in the following verses. Thank you, Hari.
So it looks very simple verse, but it is so important that, intellectual people and our culture, our Vedanta is always to ask questions. And not 100 questions you ask, with the faith, Shraddha. So he's asking very politely, how can it be that, I'm seeing Surya Bhagwan is so many years old. You are very young compared to him. How can you be the same? Basically, it's not that Arjuna really asked this question. We don't know. It is for people, intellectual people among us.
We will ask.
Yes. So you remember this, Veda Vyasa has scripted this. And also there are fillers. Whenever there are like this, so it is fillers. Because when he requested Ganesha to write down, Ganesha was asking, you have to not stop. If you stop saying, I will stop writing. So this may be one of the filler questions. But it's still important that we should know. We know actually, Surya Bhagwan is the only Bhagwan we can see every day, live. Do you accept it? Any other Bhagwan you can see every day? Tell me, one Vishnu you are seeing every day? Shiva?
Sir,
Agni.
Vayu you are able to see?
this is we sense.
Okay. I told seeing every day.
Water, earth,
Okay, then that is elements. I'm telling Bhagwan. So Surya Bhagwan. This is intellectual people. I can answer that again. So elements is different. Try to understand. We have done now, recently we finished. Sukshma Sharira is made up of Sukshma. So even Surya is made up of all 5 elements, right? So what I am trying to say, it is simple to understand that Surya is there from beginning. Tomorrow some Bhagwan comes, Jaggi Vasudev say, I am Bhagwan. You will ask this question, no. Just, okay, I will say I am Bhagwan. So you will say, how can you be Bhagwan? What now he is going to tell, I am a avatara. Even that's why bhakti, that's why this topic of we can have different sadhanas. to reach one, like different paths to reach one goal. What is our goal? Human goal? Only one goal, moksha. But there will be different sadhanas. Previously, what sadhanas we have seen? Upasana yoga, bhakti yoga, karma yoga. So when I'm saying that different ways to reach one goal. So here avatar, praying to one avatar also is not correct. Like we say, I will do Vishnu puja, I will get moksha. I know some people play that Vishnu Sahasranamam whole day, 24 hours, thinking that that will give you moksha. No, moksha is only possible through what? Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam, through a guidance of a competent guru over a period of time, constant period of time. Once you have this knowledge, then only moksha is possible. Not by other things are way to come to this step. If some people get too much washed away with that type of sadhanas. Some are very much tapas. They will stand on one leg for years. Not required, not required. After that also, they have to get knowledge. So Bhagwan is telling, means now through this next few verses, he will tell, I have taken avatara just to tell again the same things, which he has told in last two verses again. Because whenever the question of intellectual people come, you have to repeat different ways. That's what will be happening in the next few verses. Do you have time?
Yes, sir.
Nitya.
Yes, sir. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Shri Bhagavanuvacha
Shri Bhagavanuvacha
Bahuni me vyatitani
Bahuni me vyatitani
Janmani tavacha Arjuna
Janmani tavacha Arjuna
Tanuham Veda Sarvani
Tanyam Veda Sarvani
Natvam Veta Parantapa
Natvam Veda Parantaha.
Okay. The blessed Lord answered, O Arjuna, many births of mine as well as yours have gone by. I know them all. O Arjuna, you do not know. So, yeah, the previous verse, Arjuna raises question in this chapter. Like Sir said before, in the first 3 chapters, Arjuna used to question Lord Krishna and then Krishna used to answer. Here, when Krishna was telling something about the glory of Gita and how he has given the Vedas to the sun god and from him how it transcended down, Arjuna has got this intellectual question and he has questioned Krishna. Like, how come you could have told all this to sun god? Because sun exists even before your birth. You have taken birth now in my lifetime. So for that, now Lord Krishna gives answer. So he says that he also took birth as human. Now Arjuna also has taken birth as a human. And from in the introduction to Vedanta topics, like we have already known that Jivatma and Paramatma are one and identical. So both of them are Sat Chit Ananda Swarupa. They are eternal, sentient and blissful. Then how does it differ? So when it comes to Jivatma, we call it as Janma. And when it comes to Paramatma, we call it as Avathara. So now this particular verse, Krishna tries to explain about what is Avatara, about his Avatara. Next slide, please. Yeah. So we will come to know about the difference between the Ishwara Avatara and Manushya Janma. So we will see 3 different types of differences. I mean, 3 differences between Ishwara Avatara and Manushya Janma. So the first is the cause of the birth between Jiva and Jivatma and Paramatma. So this is called as Karana Beda in Sanskrit. So the birth of Jivatma is mainly due to ignorance, avidya. So this is called as ajnanat. So because of this ignorance, we get into the problem of ego or ahankara. And once we get into this ego, we indulge in karma. And because of whatever karma we do, we we accumulate some papam and punyam. So, and then because of this papam and punyam, we get into this cycle of janma. So Swamiji calls this as a fall. Whereas for Ishwar Avatara or Lord, right? We also know that this world is controlled by Maya. Here, Ishvara is the Lord of Maya and Jiva is the subject of Maya. So we are not able to control we are not able to understand this Maya, and because of which, like we get into all the senses of pleasures, we get into the worldly pleasures, materialistic thing, and that's why we get janma after janma, right? Jivatma. But it is there is no such thing for Lord Ishvara. He can control. He's the one who can control Maya. So Ishvara is the incarnation by controlling Maya, and this incarnation has come for establishing Dharma in the world. So Ishvara Avatara is Sarvanyatvam. It is full of knowledge, omniscience. This is called as Jnanat. Swamiji describes this as Jnanat. So like Sir said, it is descendants. God has come out of compassion to establish Dharma or to establish something in the world among the jivas. So, yeah, there was one example in an article given. Say, for example, if there is a throne and if there is an ant in the chair, we cannot call that ant to be a king. A king is a king. So similarly, even though Jivatma and Paramatma are identical, Paramatma is always superior, and he's that is Paramatma is the incarnation of God, or the Avatara is the incarnation of God. So Jivatma, Swamiji describes it as a falling into a well, and Paramatma or Ishvara Avatara is like stepping down into the well. Say, for example, if someone falls into the well, they are in a helpless situation. So similarly, we also fell into the trap of Maya. We are helpless. That's why we have scriptures to help ourselves to come out of it. For Avatara, right, it is like stepping down into the well knowingly for some purpose. That's what Swamiji has described. Next slide, please. Yeah. So we have seen cause for the birth. Now the nature of Jiva Janma and Ishwara Avatara. This is called as Swarupa Beda. So Jiva Janma is because of ignorance. So Jiva is samsara. So when we are born only, right, we start with crying. So Swamiji says that we are born with sorrow. It is indicated by crying, and it continues throughout the life. And Ishwara Avatara is backed by knowledge. So Avatara is Nitya Mukta Swarupa, a samsari. Jiva Shariram is made out of Maya. Both Jiva Shariram and Avatara Shariram, they are made out of Maya only. But Jiva's Shariram is made out of Maya through Panchabhutani. So it is called as Panchabhautika Shariram. So Maya gets converted to 5 elements and then to physical body. Avatara Shariram is made of Maya directly. So this is called as Mayika Shariram. Maya gets converted to physical body. It's like sublimation, like how when in one form, like say if you have 3 different states, solid, liquid, and gas, it's not necessary that solid has to get converted to gas form. It has to go through liquid form. Sometimes few elements in solid form can get converted to gaseous form directly, right? So similar way, Avatara Shariram is from Maya to direct physical body, like sublimation. Next slide, please. Yeah. So we've seen the cause and then the nature. Now the purpose. So basically, yeah, both Jivatma or Jiva Janma and Avatara have some purpose. So what is the purpose of Jiva Janma or Jivatma? It is to exhaust the Papa Punya accumulated so far. We try to. Avatar, but for Avatara, for the Lord, how will there be any Papa or Punya? So he does not have any Papa or Punya accumulated. So there's no point of exhaustion. Then why do we need an Avatara? Avatara is to protect Dharma and destroy adharmic activities. So like Sir said, whenever there is some adharma going on, there will be an Avatara. Okay, I think this got copied from the previous slide. Yeah, one second. Just go back to the previous slide. Yeah. So Avatara Shariram is Dharma Samstapana or Loka Rakshana. Basically, this is to protect people. And one more thing is, so Bhagwan will assume any form for the sake of Bhakta Anugraha. Like we all know, right? Bhagwan have different avatars. So for instance, to kill Ravana, like Ravana had some special powers and he got a boon that he cannot be killed by anybody except human. So Bhagwan has to come down in the form of Rama as a human to kill Ravan. Similarly, if we see Hiranyakashipu, right, he has got some special boon stating that he should not be killed by animals or a human and not by any weapon. So God has to come in the form of Narasimha Avatara to kill Hiranyakasipu, destroy Adharma, and then reinitiate Dharma everywhere in the world. So that's how Avatara can take any form. God takes any form. So for instance, Swamiji was even quoting a story where some bhakta, right, he wanted to worship God and he went to a priest and asked, in what form should I worship God as? The priest was so busy or he was so much in tension that he said, you can worship God as in a buffalo form. But this guy believed it and he started worshipping God in buffalo form. And God, like he wanted to teach a lesson to the priest and people around him also. So one day, that Urchava Murti used to be there, no? So when they were trying to take that Urchavar Swarupa from the temple, they were not able to bring it out. Everybody was wondering, and then this guy, this devotee, he went and told, God has got buffalo form, right? So the horn, it is hitting the top, so you'll have to bend it down a little and then bring the Urchava Swarupa. So, and then when the people tried that, right, it worked. So people were in surprise. So what Swamiji was trying to explain in this is that it is all about devotees' belief. So Avatara necessarily like I can like Ram Avatara. You can somebody else can follow Krishna Avatara. So it is up to them. What I follow, I may not need to force anyone, or I don't have to prove anyone that this Avatara is great or this is something which somebody else should also follow. That's what Swamiji was trying to say here. Next slide. Yeah. So between Jiva and Avatara, there are three differences. One is Karana Beda, and then Swarupa Beda, and then Uddesa Beda. Karana is cause. So in that we saw Ajnanat for Jiva and Sarvanyatvam for Avatara. Because this is birth due to ignorance or avidya. Avatara is birth due to knowledge. Jiva is subject of Maya. Avatar is Lord of Maya. So Jiva is described as fall whereas Avatara is described as descendants. And in Swarupa Veda, Jiva is called as Samsari, Avatara is a Samsari. So this is based on Jiva is based on Samsarina Pancha Bhautika Shariram. Avatara is Mukta Maika Shariram. So Avatara's nature is Moksha. Uddesa Veda is Punya Papa Shayam. So they have to exhaust, Jiva has to exhaust the Punya Papam accumulated so far, but Avatara doesn't have anything like that. So Avatara happens, the purpose of Avatara is to establish Dharma, Dharma Samsthapanam or Loka Sangraha. This is what is the difference. Yeah, next slide. So Avatara is not restricted by ignorance. So it is called as Sarvanyana. So they know the present, past and future. Whereas Jiva is limited by ignorance, Alpanyana. So they do not know about past or future janmas. So in this specific verse, right, Krishna explains Arjuna. Bahuni janmani, many births of mine, Shatava, as well as yours, Vyatithani, have gone by. So you have also taken so many births so far. I have also taken so many births so far. Aham Veda Tani Sarvani, I know them all. Parantapa, O Arjuna, subduer of enemies. So I know what all births I have went through. But Arjuna, who can kill so many enemies and who can make enemies surrender to you? Tvam na vetha, you do not know. So basically, like even in this janma, if you take, right, not even janma, just take some, let us take for some 1 week or 10 days, we may not be able to remember all the things that happened in our, say for example, we can take some 7 days and all the 24 hours, we may not be able to remember everything. So how will we be able to remember the past janma and all these things, right? If we, I mean, it is just stored in the memory. We cannot keep on remembering everything. But the Lord, He knows about everything. He knows about the past, present, and the future. So in this verse, by this verse, right, he's trying to say that Arjuna, you are a valiant warrior who slayed so many powerful enemies. Now do not accept defeat before this doubt has crept into your mind. Use the sword of knowledge that I'm giving you to slay it and be situated in wisdom. So he's trying to impart knowledge in Arjuna. Basically for spiritual growth, right, we do not need an avatara. So all we need is, like Sir said, chitta suddhi, purification of mind. So for purification of mind is why we need some kind of a worship. That's where we seek some avatars. Avatars can be in the form of Krishna or Ganesha or Muruga or Durga. It can be anything. So it, like I previously said, right, it depends on our own mindset. So that is mainly for chitta shuddhi, one. And then knowledge. So knowledge can be gained from scriptures with the help of guru. Without guru, we will not be able to attain, without a proper guru, we will not be able to attain knowledge. And without knowledge, we will not be able to attain moksha. So this is very important. Hari Om. Yeah.
Thank you, Nitya. It was elaborate because.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
If you want to sum up the entire Avatara and Jiva, one thing to remember: smiling is Avatara, crying is Jiva. Smile. He will smile. Rama or Krishna, whenever they. We are samsaris. So Avatara will kill also with smile. Rama, when he killed Ravana, he was just have a good smile. So anything, even he went to the sun. What is that called? Forest. So in the ashrama, when he went, he was going with a smile because he has come with a purpose. When you know your purpose in life, a human birth purpose, when it is moksha, everything else become diluted. Everything, if you dilute it, such a dilution, you can take it with what is a pinch of salt, we say. Everything becomes pinch of salt. All the relation, the possession, obligation, all becomes. So Swamiji says very nicely in this chapter, how do we consider as avatar? Because all it is about ourselves, right? Knowing our higher self. When you understand that this life is given to you as a gift, when you get a gift, you don't complain. My gift is very small, big. It is comparing to someone. You enjoy the gift. How do you enjoy? It is given by God, which is going to be taken away. That small period, if you be as a trustee rather than a owner, because owner is someone else. Swamiji says we are living in the house which is rented. In fact, we are given the house, we owned it, but when you give completely surrender to God, you are giving your own house with signature that I became a trustee today. When you live in such a condition, when you live in your own as a rented person, you won't complain in your life. That is what Swamiji says. And we should also try to. Then only we will understand what is this jnanam, jnana karma sanyasa yoga. Because in this chapter, sannyasi is what are sannyasis will be given in the end. But I want to make you the theme is that action in inaction. You don't see that I'm doing something. You just enjoy it. Hari Om. With this, we end the class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnamudachyate
Purnasya
Purnamadaय
Purnamevavashishyate. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Yes, sir. You please introduce yourself.